The Comedy Grinder. Streaming live worldwide from the First Church of Cannabis. Tonight,
Ray Hensley, Devin Thomas, Phil Pointer,
Jerry Goebel. Tonight's episode,
Wag the Dog 2, The Next Generation.
What's going on, huh? Sweet. Yeah, my name's Ray.
Hey, Ray.
Hey, guys. Yeah. People think I'm gay. I'm not. No. But they think I'm gay for two reasons. One, I have this weird obsession with Taylor Swift. I think she's freaking awesome. And then two, during a game of, and guys know this game. Guys play this game like, how much suck a dick, dude? And most guys say like 40 million or something like that. Apparently my answer of $209.45 was way too low of an answer, right? And oddly specific, but here's the thing. I'm a comedian, so I'm broke as shit. So what I'm saying is, I'll be out back after the show giving out $209.45 blowjobs. I'm serious. I'm hurting. And bring the full amount too, because I feel like if you can afford a $209.45 blowjobs, you can afford the 45 cents on there too. Not gonna round down. We're not gonna do it. But do know, before you whipping out your cocks and wallets, I'm not gonna be good at sucking dick. I'm not gonna use hands, because I think penises are icky. And I have like this really bad gag reflex. Like I can't put a popsicle very far in my mouth, so it's gonna be a lot of me just going, on the tip, so. Yeah, so if you're good with all of that and a guy my size diddling your willy, I'll be out back, guys. There's only a handful of you here, so y'all better be there. Single file line, too. I'm not going to be this guy, right? At all. But people thinking I'm gay is nothing new. Like in high school, they called me Gay Ray, which was amazing growing up, right? Loved it. So my junior year, I was like, you know what? No more Gay Ray. We're going by Raymond from now on. No more Gay Ray. Call me Raymond. 2 weeks in. Those Flamin' Raymond. That is so much worse than Gay Ray. I was like, you know what? Let's go back. Because we're not doing this, right? Yeah. I'm at a weird age. Like, I'm 32 years old, and it's a weird age, right? Like the young kid in me is like, this Bernie Sanders is freaking awesome. But then the old man in me is like, yeah, let's go ahead and build that wall. That's the right response, just the dead stares, it's fine. But no, I think I would vote for Trump. And it's all for selfish reasons, all of it. I'm a comedian. I could use the 4 years of material. But no, it's like comedians back in the early 2000s, they were spoiled. Like they had George W. just running his suckhole every 5 minutes, and it was amazing. Like comedians wrote album after album after album based on the stupid stuff that George W. said, and we've had 8 years of Obama, and he just like, it's like, come on, dude, like slip up every once in a while, stop being a dick about everything, right? So like the Republicans got together and we're like, or the comics got together and we're like, yeah, we need somebody else dumb in the White House because I mean, we need more albums, but there's no way we're going to get worse than George W., right? And the Republicans were like, you want to fucking bet? Trump, get out here! He comes riding out on a llama. Why a llama? I don't know. He looks like he'd ride something that spits, right? Yeah. Here's a fun fact. I've put on 250 pounds since birth. It's a fun one. There might be a quiz later, so take notes, people. At home, too. But no, I've gotten fat, and it's fine. Like, I really don't give a shit. Like, I'm cool with it, right? Like, but I told a buddy, like, jokingly, I was like, hey, I wanna lose weight just so my dick will look bigger. And he goes, yeah, but if you lose weight, your dick's also gonna lose weight. Not how penises work, right? Like, my dick doesn't have love handles. You guys in the back are like, what, fat people don't have fat dicks? We don't. I mean, I have a fat dick, but it's not because I'm fat. It's just because my dick doesn't have cellulite and stretch marks. That's all I'm saying. It could hold up the whole towel. Like if my dick had, if dicks had six packs, mine would have a six pack. It's a big, muscly, veiny son of a bitch. You're welcome, ladies. But no, I told all those fat jokes at a bar in Cincinnati, and this lady stood up and she goes, "You're not fat, you're beautiful." I'm like, I'm also fat. Like, you're allowed to be both, right? Like you're allowed to be fat and beautiful, right? Like, stop telling fat people they're not fat. They're fat. Like, you wouldn't go up to some dude and be like, "Hey guy, you're not black, you're beautiful." Also black. I'm saying it's okay to be black, guys. Like, not the cops. It's weird. But no, I feel like I need to be fat though. Like, look at me. Like, seriously, like, look at me. Like, I'm a good-looking dude, right? Like, I've got these beautiful blue eyes, this beautiful smile. Like, it's not just that. I've got a good job, got my own place, got my own car. Like, if I were also skinny, the rest of you dudes wouldn't stand a chance. Like, I'm fat, so the rest of you are getting laid. And I'm a goddamn hero for it. You're welcome. No problem. No problem. But I think if we're gonna make America great again, Mr. Trump, I think we need to stop taking care of our stupid people. I'm not saying kill the stupid people. I'm saying let them do it themselves, right? Like, I went to buy a hammer at Home Depot the other day, and there was a warning label on the hammer: may cause bodily harm. It's a fucking hammer, right? Like, who doesn't know this about hammers? To be honest with you, if some dude's looking at the hammer, he's like, "What's this thing?" and accidentally claws his eyeballs out, like, do we need them? We don't. Let him claw his eye out. It got real, didn't it? It's fine. I didn't do it. I didn't claw his eyeball out. I just took the warning label off of it, and he did it himself. I'm not the monster. He's the idiot monster. Ruining America. Because that guy's voting for Trump. Whatever. Same thing goes with your kids. If you have a little 4-year-old shithead wanting to hug a gorilla, let him go. Fuck it. Don't groan. Don't groan at that. I saw everybody's Facebook messages that next day. Like, they killed a fucking gorilla? Bullshit. And they went to Facebook because that's where everybody does all their talking anymore. 6 minutes. Let's do this. I managed the Wendy's for like 5 years. I know, brag much. But I did. I managed the Wendy's for 5 years, and I was a baller at that job. I was manager of the year 2006 and 7. Yeah. Thank you. I don't know how I got the award, though. Like, the best part of my day, every day, was messing with customers. You know those girls with, like, the really long, stupid fingernails? I would just lay their change on the counter and then watch them for 10 minutes trying to pick it up. Just doing one of these, just... And then she finally like do this and get it. And I'm like, yeah, you got it. Like she solved some damn puzzle or something. I worked at Wendy's on West Washington Street in Indianapolis. There's this gorgeous side of town, right, huh? It's not. Not even a little bit. But while working there, one of my employees came up to me and was like, Ray, you're the only white person working today. I was like, yeah, and look who's in charge. Whoops. 30 minutes later, I was sitting in the dining room talking to human resources about things I can and can't say to my employees. While also working there, one of my employees said to another employee, dude, we almost got jumped this weekend. Luckily, my brother had his strap on. I'm like, why does your brother have a strap on? Like, does he not have his own parts? Like, what's going on? He's like, no, Ray, it's slang. He had his gun on him, his strap on him. I'm like, that's not what you said. You said your brother was walking around downtown with a dildo in his hand, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I wouldn't attack him either. He'd look like some hood rat Zorro, right? Like, it's the dildo. But no, real talk is after this show, go outside walking with your buddies and some big dude stepped out of the shadow with a strap on attached to him. Like, some scary shit, right? Like, my buddies hang out with me because they're faster than me. Like, they're running off and I'm getting pushed over a Buick and I'm like, please just take my wallet. Leave me my innocence, please. I'll give you $209.45. Call back. Stupid. My buddy called me up last weekend. I was like, Ray, let's go get some honeys. I'm like, I haven't been laid in forever, so let's go get some bitches, right? And we went out. And I wasn't looking for a girlfriend. Like, I don't want a girlfriend for the same reason I don't want kids. The fucking crying. Am I right, guys, huh? I like to cock block myself on stage. That's how I do comedy. But no, so we went out and just pouring drinks into my face, and I'm just swinging and missing. You know what I mean? Like, I just cannot find the girl. And then finally, I look across the bar, and there she is. There's my girl. We make eye contact. I walk over with my cool little stupid walk and just start laying all the moves on her. And I'm killing it. Saying all the right things, doing all the right things. Then her boyfriend started cock blocking me. He's like, hey, guy, that's my girlfriend. I'm like, hey, hold on a second, guy. I'm working on something here. No idea I was trying to mow this man's lawn. You know what I mean? So he like starts tugging on my shirt. Hey, man, that's my girlfriend. I was like, what's your girlfriend? And went to high five him. Not into the high five at all. Like, he wasn't into it. So finally he stands up. I said that was my girlfriend. Pushes me. Leaned back to hit me. And like a man, I said, I'm gay. I'm gay. I'm gay. Not gay. But I used I'm gay as a defense, and it worked. He called me a fag and walked away. It'd been really weird, though, if he were into that, right? The two dudes and a chick thing. I'd have had to do it, because I used I'm gay as a defense. I had a threesome once. There's no joke there, but you shove a mic in my face and a little bit of bragging, you know what I mean? No, those were much better times for sure. Like, the river seems to have run dry on me getting laid. Like, if Poontang was food, you'd see commercials for me on TV ask for money donations. Like, you see me sitting on, like, the corner of my bed with, like, a dirty sock and an expired, unopened condom. And the camera would zoom in on my beautiful blue eyes as a single tear rolled down my cheek. And you hear that damn Sarah McLachlan song you hear for all of them. I will remember you. For 15 cents a day, you could help Ray get laid. It's a lot of rhyming, huh? Yep. Watch out, Dr. Seuss, here I come. What is this, like a maple leaf? First Church of Canada. Why is it green? I don't know. You ever seen a red maple leaf? Not in the fall? Whatever, we'll move on. I think fetishes are weird. That's how I start this joke. It's my comedy, let me do it. How do you find out you like certain fetishes? Like, I get being spanked, maybe. Like, maybe dad hit you a little harder when you were a kid, and now you're into it, right? But being shit on. How do you find out you enjoy being shit on? Like, how do you get to that point in your life where you're like, you had Taco Bell for lunch? Let's go ahead and put that bitch right here. This is, like, it's weird, right? Like, how I imagine it's like you're, like, walking through your house late night, and you're just like, ugh, is that dog shit? Ah, it's in between my toes and... Am I hard? I'm like rock hard. Honey, come here! Don't want me, come here! I want you to defecate on my chest. Defecate! It makes shit! Come here, shit my chest! Voice is cracked like a child. It's nice. Hey, that's it for me. My name's Ray Hensley. Have a great night.
Oh, yeah, keep it going for Ray Hensley. He was hilarious. Good job, man. All right. We are going to push things right along, bringing our next comedian to the stage. Please welcome Mr. Larry George. That wasn't Larry. Oh, there's Larry.
I'm Larry. I was wondering where he was going. Let's get this shit started off fun. Are we having fun yet? Ray's hilarious, right? I love Ray. Yeah, not in that way, Ray. Don't get any ideas. It's 2016 now, right? Right, well, almost 2017. We're all the way past halfway through it. And I think it's time we get rid of some of our more archaic expressions. The ones that bother me specifically are like taking a shit and taking a piss. To me, those are crude, they're rude, and I think it's time we got rid of them. We've moved into the digital age. I say we now use logging out and streaming. Bear with me on this, right? Now you're at your friend's house. Man, can I use your restroom? Here's how the conversation goes. Well, man, what do you got to do? Log out or stream? Well, okay. If you're logging out, please use the upstairs because it's got the plunger and the spray. So, and potty training would be easier, right? Mommy, I need to go log out. Doesn't sound as bad, right? And instead of your kid heard you one time say, I got to take a shit, so now you're in Walmart, Mommy, I got a shit. You know what your 3-year-old saying that. I am Larry George. I don't know if you've noticed from there, but I do have a large throat tattoo. It says, trust Jesus. Now, don't think too highly of me. That was a prison decision. And when in prison making that decision, the thought process was something along the lines of, what's the most ironic tattoo I could get for when I go to hell? I think there's going to be a whole section of us down there with religious tattoos going, this is some bullshit. That's probably the next time I'll see my dad. Now, you learn interesting things in prison. I learned a few. One thing is, when old Mr. Johnson's in the shower, and that's not his last name, don't go in the shower, because unless you like seeing black cock bouncing off kneecaps. So, yeah, stay out when he's in. And the second thing I learned was that everybody wants to be your best friend when they find out you have false teeth. But lastly, and most importantly, you find out it's only gay if you push back. So, yeah, not gay. Just let you know that off the bat. No, I have children, and they're millennials, and I can't fucking stand millennials. I'm not gonna lie to you. Millennials suck. Example: there's a bridge by my house that for years and years was covered in graffiti, and they finally replaced the bridge. Well, the day it opened, the very same day, some fucking millennial tagged it. And the way I know it was millennial is what they painted on it. They just put one word: first. Like, you fuckers. Damn kids. No, I have a daughter. She's 19. She's currently in the Air Force. She's still in basic. And she sent a letter home to my mom, not me, so that lets you know how that relationship's going. But no, she went to Avon High School, and all 4 years she was in National Honor Society. She was top of her class. She was 4-year honor student, 4-year marching band. She had 17 scholarships, so her whole first year of college was paid for that she went to. So it just goes to show you can drop them once. I caught her on the first bounce, so it wasn't too bad. No harm, no foul. Maybe if I'd have dropped my son, there'd be an excuse for his grades. Although he's 17 and he's about this tall, so I think I might need a DNA test on that fucker. I mean, he's 17. I've been divorced 16 years. And it's been proven she was a cheating whore. No, wait, I can't say whore anymore. She's a cheating slut because I can't prove she ever got paid. No, I am divorced 16 years and happily for 6. And 6 years ago, I got a phone call from her now second ex-husband, and let that one sink in for a second. And he says to me, he says, "Man, you're never gonna believe what this bitch did." I said, "Ha ha, fucking try me." And he says, "No, she's been cheating on me. She's gonna leave me." I said, "Oh man, you do realize I've waited 10 years for this fucking I told you so." No, he's one of my better weed dealers. I say better, but you'd think, guy take your wife and kids, he might knock $5 off a bag every now and then. No, I found someone cheaper, yeah, and less wifey steely type. No, he's a nice guy. He took good care of my kids. Oh, real's not funny. Okay, we will stay away from the real then. Well, we'll go to real. I have Crohn's disease, and that's a shitty disease. I'll just tell you that right now. Pun intended. And when I was 17, they cut out part of my intestines. And it took me until I was 40 years old to realize that all these years I've been walking around with my very own semicolon. Yeah, the Crohn's, it's interesting. Sometimes some of the medications give side effects. Like sometimes I'll get real bad tremors where I just can't stop trembling. And every time that happens, I want to challenge Michael J. Fox to a game of Operation. Loser buys the beer. You know, I think the game might take a while. Just be, I can't go after Michael J. Fox. Too soon? Too soon? No? All right, I'll stay away from the Robin Williams jokes then. He's one of the reasons I got into this, because he's crazy and I'm crazy. I'm just crazy enough. I'm just crazy enough. So I have Trust Jesus on my throat, but the back of my head says DILLIGAF. Does it look like I give a fuck? Yeah. I had one person say, "That's not very Christian, have you?" I'm not very Christian. Sorry, it's just I'm not. I said trust Jesus because I think Jesus was a dude walked around a couple thousand years ago preaching that we all get along with each other and take care of each other. And I said, what the fuck's wrong with that? Let's do that shit. So I'm going to trust what he said. In a nutshell, without getting theological. No, when I decided to grow out this lovely mane of hair here, I wanted to make it faster. I wanted to expedite that. That means go faster. Yes, and I got some of that mane and tail shampoo and conditioner. Anybody heard of that, or is it just me and every girl I've ever dated? But I got some of that, and I noticed after about 6 to 8 weeks of using it, I had this tuft of hair growing out the top of cracking my ass. And I was like, whoa, nay. No, I'm sorry I have to wipe my eye. I'm not as high as I look, by the way. I'm a lot higher. I always look high. I had reconstructive surgery on my face. This is a plastic eye socket here, and this is all titanium in here. And the reason is it was a life lesson and a funny story. The life lesson was a house party at 38. Bad idea. Or 37. 37 is how old I was. Damn, see, he hit me so hard I can't even remember how old I was. 37, too old for a house party. Party started off fine now. And beer pong was the opening event. Well, see, I won the first 3 games because these kids had no idea what was coming. The next oldest was 25 and then 22 after that. See, I grew up watching Bozo the Clown and practicing for that grand prize game, tossing in ping pong balls. I'm a beast on them ping pong balls. They kicked me off the table after 3 games, so I was like, "Flash, shit." So I sat down, and next to me they sat 150 lemon drop Jello shots. Whew, boy, I looked at them like there's a drunk Miley Cyrus at 3 a.m., you know? It's a bad idea, but I'm gonna fucking do it anyway. 6, 7, 12 of them later. I don't know. I lost count. I'm out in the driveway, and I'm talking to this gay black friend of mine. And why I mention he's gay or black has no bearing on the story. It's just like to illustrate the diversity of my friends. But, we're having a conversation. And my very next memory is being handcuffed to a hospital bed going, what the fuck happened to me? And a very nice police officer laughing at me. And I said, you really don't remember, do you? I said, no. He said, you pissed off the wrong guy. I said, well, evidently, why am I handcuffed? Well, you weren't very nice when you got here. I said, well, by the feeling on my face, I was probably mad. So, yeah, he said, yeah, that puts it mildly. They uncuffed me, they let me go, and then later I got charged. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? I got beat up and charged for some shit. And it's all over with. Never mind, that was in 2012. Yeah. Yeah, and my eyes still fucked up from it. Isn't that fun? So, the police, yeah, they're assholes. Anybody ever had any trouble with the law in here, or is it just me? Just me, yeah. See, when I got the second felony, I went ahead and got the throat tattoo. I was like, fuck it, can't get a job anyway. Get a job killer felony, might as well get the job killer tattoo on top of it. No, the throat tattoo was payment. See, I'm an artist, and I was drawing everybody's tattoos in prison. And the nice Aryan Brotherhood gentleman, let me rephrase that, the nice Aryan Brotherhood gentleman that was doing the tattooing decided that he owed me one. So this is what I got as payment, whether I liked it or not. No, it wasn't quite like that. And prison's not that rapey. I'll tell you that right now. It's just not that rapey. Now, to get off prison, Ray said something about fetishes. I've had this one weird one. I don't know. Am I the only one that wants to fuck a dwarf? Now, I'm not talking 3 foot tall, you know. I'm not some kind of weird freak up here, you know. I mean, like, you know, 4'10", you know, legal limit right there. Just because for once in my life I want something about me to look above average. You know, I'm like 5'8", that's average. I'm like 160 pounds, that's average. You know, 12-inch cock, average. Oh, what? 5'8's not average? No, but I did get you all to look at my cock for a second there. Hashtag winning, right? Oh, no. You know, when I was happily married, and, well, actually, I wasn't married yet. When my ex-wife was pregnant with our daughter, I read that book, What to Expect When You're Expecting. I don't know if anybody else has ever read that, as parents, or have even heard of it. But in that book, it says, play music for your child in the womb. And I did. And I think I might have played just a tad too much Led Zeppelin. Well, when my daughter came out, the doc, he got her and he cleaned her up all good. It was hours of pushing and we were all exhausted. He cleaned out her mouth and he swatted her on the ass and she went, ah! Ah! Yeah, woke us all right up. Oh, I like that joke. I tell that one for me. I do the mane and tail joke for my mom. I actually got her to come to a show once, and she didn't much care for the mane and tail joke at first. But then when I followed it by thanking her for coming out and saying that without her, I would be homeless on the streets of Indianapolis sucking cock for crack, she really didn't appreciate it. I said, I'm kidding. I haven't smoked crack in years. It didn't win her over either. So it didn't win her over. Did not. Oh, mercy. But I think I know what's wrong with music today. I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, but I have never intentionally listened to an Adele song. But music today doesn't connect with you. See, like, for example, I was listening to the classic rock station the other day, and a Foreigner song came on, Cold as Ice. Listening to the lyrics, singing along, and then it hit me. I was like, oh my God, Lou Graham, he knows my ex-wife so well. This song connected so well. Cold as ice. To me. No, she is. That's what she is. My mom watches a lot of reality shows. Anybody any reality show buffs? Well, one she watches is called Four Weddings, where 4 brides get together. They all go to each other's weddings. They vote on the best. Winner gets a grand vacation for the honeymoon. And if you want men to watch this, I say what you do is you make it like that movie, 4 Weddings and a Funeral, where you still give the winner the honeymoon, but the loser gets publicly executed. And the other 3 get to play in the funeral. I'd watch it. I don't know about you. I'd watch that shit. I'd watch that. No, I'm vying for a new job. It doesn't exist yet, but I'm going to start going around to gyms and see if I can be a motivational heckler to the people in the gyms. First, I'll start off in the free weights room with all the guys lifting free weights just by yelling out random numbers. 7, 4, 3, 2, until they all get roided out and chase me out. At which time I'll go into the spin class and start yelling, "Pedal faster, fatty. No wonder he don't call you back." You know. And I figure I'll end up in the CrossFit room going, "Nobody cares that you do this. Nobody cares that you do this." I got into stand-up comedy because when I was a teenager, I spent a lot of time in Riley Hospital for Children in Indianapolis, and I watched comedy. Comedy always made me feel better. Laughter made me feel better, and I think it helped me heal, and it's kept me going to a fairly healthy person today. Now, I continue doing it because I'm so addicted to the laughter and the applause, and I just wanted to thank everybody tonight for not feeding my addiction too bad. I'm Larry George. That's my time. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep it going for Mr. Larry George. All right. Yeah, we got a few comedians here with 2 first names. We're going to bring up the next one. Yes, now it's your turn. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Devin Thomas.
Hi there. How you guys doing? Woo! How you guys? Give it up for all the other comedians you've seen tonight. Yeah, anyway, a little bit about me. My name's Devin. I am black, white, and Mexican. Yeah, so my college is free. It's pretty nice. Except like sometimes when I go to like I have to like do scholarships and stuff, and they don't have mixed as an option, so I gotta pick one. And I never pick white because my ancestors didn't suffer for me to pay full price at community college, you know? And I can't really choose Hispanic because the only Spanish I know is live mas. Yeah, so I gotta go with black, which is a problem because I look like me. So like I'm walking in there like trying to sell it. I'm wearing like a FUBU dashiki, you know? I even went to the Kanye concert that night just in case they're following me. I learned something about Kanye concerts is that my white friends are way too brave with the N-word there. It's awkward. It's really awkward. I'm like, dude, stop it, Tanner. He's like, you can't say a word because of the color of my skin. And I was like, yeah, I can. You know? He's like, it's not fair. I can't say something because of the color of my skin. I was like, there's tons of things that black people can't say because of the color of their skin. You know? Like, hey, officer. You know? Or happy Father's Day. There's plenty of things. There's plenty of things, you know? I've always resented my dad, you know, because he was never there. Like in elementary school, kids would come up to me and be like, my dad can beat up your dad. I'd just be like, great. Now we got to find him. My senior year of high school, they actually pulled me into the hallway to tell me that he had been in a really bad car accident. They were like, yeah, his minivan flipped 15 times down the highway. And I was like, he drives a minivan now? Like, and I went back. You don't know him. It was an appropriate response, I promise. I don't know. Being a dude with daddy issues kind of like being a girl with daddy issues, except not hot, you know? Like, I've got older comedian friends that are like, I gotta talk to this girl with daddy issues. It's gonna be easy, you know? All I gotta do is hold her like he didn't, you know? But no one's saying that about guys. Nobody's like, oh God, I heard he's got daddy issues. Can't wait to experience his neediness and flawed sense of masculinity. Yeah, we didn't even go to the movies. We went to the park and played catch. He kept trying to get me to call him champ the entire time. Yeah, I don't know. I was talking to my grandpa the other day about the statistic I learned. I learned that you're more likely to die on the job as a bartender than you are a police officer. It's a true statistic, and I told my grandpa that, and he's like, you can't compare those two jobs. Those are two completely different jobs. And I was like, you're right, because when a bartender serves a shot to a 12-year-old in Cleveland, there's consequences. I find it weird, like, when people hear about stuff like that and their first response is, what about black on black crime? Like, I don't think they do that for any other issue. Like, you've never heard anybody be like, child abuse is wrong, and then somebody's like, but what about child on child crime? You know, it's much more likely that children are going to hurt other children than adults. Like, I think children need to fix their own communities before we go and help them out. I was in the Navy this year for a solid month. Yeah, they're like, Devin, why'd you join the Navy? Because the Air Force office was closed. That's why. But no, I went in, and that was pretty fun. I made a good friend there. His name was Key. He was a Nigerian dude. And I decided to stick with him because during our peanut butter shot, which is the peanut butter shot is the shot they give you right in your buttock. And they make you kind of like hunch over a table for it. So like we're sitting right here, and I'm in the middle. There's this forgettable kid right here, and then Key over here. Like the forgettable kid just makes like the usual noise. Like when the shot goes in, he just like that. Me, I just tried to not make any noise. And then Key, on the other hand, as soon as the needle touched his buttock, he said, yeah. So that's how I knew he was going to be my new best friend. Man, he was weird. And you could tell boot camp was like messing with him because he was getting creepier by the day. Like dudes are creepy anyway, but you know, just take away women, they just get 10 times creepier. Like he's staring at bottles of Mrs. Butterworth for like way too long. I was next to him in the galley, and he was like looking at this ass-shaped muffin, like, "Yo, dog, this pastry better chill." Like, yeah, I got separated over debt, which doesn't make sense. I was supposed to get a security clearance for my job, and they were like, "Yeah, we can't give you this clearance because you're $3,000 in debt." And I was like, "You think I'm gonna sell out the country for the price of a used Subaru?" I'd at least charge like $50,000. He's like, "What?" I was like, "No, never mind. I didn't say that." No, but yeah, I went to go fight that. Then I went at legal. They were like, "What are all these arrests?" And I was like, "I told you guys about these." And they're like, "MEPS didn't forward it. You need waivers later." So that's why I'm back. But separations was fun. That's where they take all. They're like, "Oh, you know, everyone that came to basic that they turned out to be like mentally ill or like really hurt or they're really depressed that they can't do their dreams. Let's stick them all in one room and give them razors." So that turns out well. But there was one funny guy in there. He was my bunkmate. His name was Zronik. Somebody forgot their socks in the shower, so he went to go get it for him. But people had departed the day before, so he walked into the laundry room and was like, "Hey man, can anybody hand me some socks out of that Holocaust pile, please?" And then like one of the kids gets up in his face and is like, "Hey, I'm Jewish, that's not cool." And he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hand me some socks out of that Holocaust pile, please?" Anti-Semitism's never been more funny. All right. Oh no. So I got to come home, and I got to see the world's weirdest bum fight on the way back. I don't know what started the fight. I just had my head in a newspaper. But I hear behind me this African man saying, "Get away from me. Get away. Do not talk to, I do not care what you have to say. Get away from me." And the other guy's like getting all aggressive. He's just a regular Chicago black guy, not an African guy. And he's just like getting all in his face. And then all of a sudden he backs up and says, "You want to see something? You want to see something now? You want to see something now?" He's pointing at his waist. And I'm like, "Oh shit, he has a gun." And the other guy's like, "No, I don't care what you have. I do not want to see what you have." He goes, "Oh, you don't want to see this Quran though?" Pulls a pocket Quran out. And then the black guy was like, "No, actually, I don't want to see that." Like, and then the guy goes, "But you want to see something else, though? You want to see something else, though? You want to see something else, though?" And he's like pointing in his jacket pocket. I was like, "This is the gun this time, I guess." And he goes, and he just pulls a fez out, the red hats, and puts it on his head and says, "Yo, dog, I'm a Moorish American." That black man is the strongest race in North America right now. We need to band together. And the police came, and I just kind of mom-armed him and was like, yo, I got too many questions. Like, like, is that how he stops every fight? That he's just like, oh shit, this is a world star moment. Better get Black Lives Matter quick. Like, or did he MacGyver the situation? What, did he like realize he was gonna get beat up and was like, what do I have on my person? I have a Quran, and I have a fez, and I have theater skills. I'm gonna get out of this. Yeah. So yeah, being back's weird. The first thing I did when I got back was I smoked weed out of a kazoo. Doesn't make the sound. It's not as cool as you think. So yeah, I've been interviewing for jobs. I'm trying to be a bouncer because that's a fun job, and because my friend told me they found out one of the bouncers was a child molester. So like, pretty sure I got this job. Like. It was a really easy interview. They're like, what are your strengths? I'm like, that I hate children. Like, he's like, what? I was like, yeah, I am the Michael Jordan of not touching children. That's how great I am. I don't even hang out with people that want to bang midgets. I think they're just pedophiles that like intelligent conversation. Like, that's where I am. And he's like, you're in the top 90% of our bouncers right now. So I think I'm gonna get a call back. Who knows? He was like, "Do you have any work history?" I was like, "I've seen Roadhouse a few times." Like, Patrick Swayze solves everything. Yeah, I'm from a town called Plainfield. It's terrible. It's a Spider-Man 3 of towns. Don't go. Give you an idea what this town is like. At a stoplight, I heard somebody yell, just for no apparent reason, "Chevys are for fags!" And then the light turned green and the car moved and I realized this guy was on a moped. So I was like, who would have thought the DUI guy is a homophobe? Boo. All right. Yeah, my grandma's pretty cool. We used to steal flowers from Lafayette Square Mall. Like, they weren't for sale. We used to dig flowers out of the front of the stores and take them home. You're talking to the Danny Ocean of florists, guys. But yeah, like, I was like 12. I didn't know it was illegal at the time. I thought, like, this is a weird job Grandma has. So, like, you know you're poor when you're stealing perennials. But, like, so anyway, she's doing that, and I noticed a security van coming around. I'm like, Grandma, what do we do if they say something? And she goes, oh, don't worry, mijo. They think we're landscapers. Yeah. Her and I, we were going to start a maid service together, but she kicked me off the project because I wanted to call it Spick and Span. I'm Span. Okay. I don't know. I think you know what? I've been thinking the other day, I got some information the other day that makes me think maybe the Bible isn't completely right. All right? I know that's a hard stance to take, but I do have a good reason. Okay? We don't know if they took down the word directly or if something was lost in translation, but the rapture happened in the late 90s. There was a rapture that was supposed to happen in the late 90s, but nobody went. Nobody died that day, except Macho Man Randy Savage. So what I'm saying is, maybe Macho Man Randy Savage accidentally had it right, and we're not being real Christians. What if being the actual Christian from 2,000 years ago meant being Macho Man Randy Savage? It's as good a theory as any. Is this an idea that I just kind of thought of the other day? Yeah. Is this a joke? Probably not. Yeah. Let's see. These guys were talking about fetishes earlier. I think there's a fine line between being like being involved in a fetish and just just having sex with the only people weird enough to touch you. Like, I think that's the fine line, because like I've looked at FetLife a couple of times, and not much of me thinks, oh, these guys have options. Like, And I know that's judgmental to say, but maybe just some people, Ray was talking about how do you get to that level. I think that fetishes are 50% people into it and 50% people that just really love their partner and are willing to do the weird stuff they want. Like, there is at least one guy in the world putting on his yellow raincoat, preparing to get shit on, like, this is the price of love. Like, there's that guy. That guy exists. You know, he's like, it's our anniversary, you know, you could shit on me twice. Like, there are people like that, probably. This is stupid. Let's see, let's go with a dumber joke. I think we need to be more careful in the Middle East because apparently we create a lot of orphans over there. And the problem with orphans is, you know what happens if we create enough of them? Afghan Batman, guys. All they need is a butler. They already have dead parents and caves. All right? Just saying, we need to be more forward thinking. I don't know. I like to listen to a police scanner sometimes because sometimes you hear weird crimes. I heard a guy get arrested for fornicating a horse the other night. That was weird. The weird thing is how they called it in, because they called it a horse rape, and I was like, what? Like, and then my friend explained it to me that all like animal stuff is considered that because animals can't consent. But I was like, horses can literally say nay though. So like, you know, and also I've ridden a couple horses before. You can't even saddle a horse if it doesn't want you to. Like, I don't think that you can rape a horse. I think a horse can just let you fuck it. Like, like if that man ran down and held down a horse SVU style, like, why even call the police? There's no prison that can hold that man. Your only choice is to try and convince him to use its powers for good. Like, that's, you know, it's gonna be weird in like Arkham City, like, who brought you in, Superman? Who brought you in, Wonder Woman? Who brought you in? I don't want to talk about it. Like, I'm gonna go in the shower. I don't know. I don't know what his costume would look like. I imagine like a Green Lantern cock ring and like a Cosby sweater. Like, let's do that. That's what we're doing. Let's see. I think prostitution is going to become legal, a lot like marijuana has become legal, you know, medicinally. Like, it's going to be like just, like, you know, dudes, we're going to abuse that system. We're just going to walk in there wearing like sweatpants, you know, fake neck beard, you know, just holding a cat. Like, you know, me and Chairman Meow are kind of lonely, meh. You know? You know, that's how that's gonna work. But I think it's gonna be weirder when it does become like full-blown legal because like of all the commercials at night, like late night public access commercials. Like, come on down to Henry's Whorehouse on 38th Street. You know? We all know it's gonna be on 38th Street. Like, come on down to Henry's Whorehouse on 38th Street, see our holiday deals. Get 2 hoes, get 1 free, part of our ho 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 special. You know, Santa's not the only one emptying a sack this holiday season. Thank you. Thank you. But it's gonna be like even weirder, like after it's been legal for a while, like they're gonna start unionizing. So it's gonna be weird seeing like Occupy Ball Street, you know, or the Tag Teamsters. Just being outside like, no, we won't blow. Like, down with the Punjois. We are the Bonitariat. You know, feel the burn. I don't know. You know, my healthcare falls, you get blue balls. Like, my payroll needs shifted or no one gets fisted. Yeah. Speaking of the feel the burn thing, the weirdest thing about that I felt like was all the people that like would adamantly say that socialism has never worked. but like still support walls, which have also never worked. You know, it's just a weird stance to have. You know, like, you know, they didn't stop the Mongolians from going into China. They didn't stop the communists from leaving East Berlin. They didn't even stop Roger Waters from leaving Pink Floyd. So like, like even metaphorical walls can be broken. All right, that's my time, everybody.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, please keep it going for Mr. Devin Thomas. All right, we are going to be going to commercial break here momentarily on Indiana Talks, but I think Mr. Goebel himself, our executive producer, would like to say a few words.
Are we still live on Capitalist Radio?
Yes, we are.
Are they still trying to make a buck off the proletariat?
Yes, they
Did
are.
I get that right?
For another 47 seconds.
Civilization can collapse any moment. You guys are useless. Money is irrelevant. It's imaginary. Hey, why don't you come on down and visit a show? We'll set you free. You can try the red pill or the blue pill. The Comedy Grind will be right back after these important capitalistic opportunities to take your wealth.
But I want the green pill.
We're going to take a quick break here, folks, for Indianapolis, for Talk Radio. Coffee downstairs, water in the pump. If you got a good elbow, you can get some water.
are back live at the First Church of Cannabis. Welcome back, studio audience. We are going to keep things rolling right along, and we are going to bring the next comedian to the stage. So everyone, please give a warm welcome to Mr. Devin Thomas. Oh, sorry. My bad. Phil Pointer. Sorry, I didn't scroll down. I hate these computers sometimes.
Church of Cannabis, how the hell are y'all doing tonight? Give yourselves a round of applause for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. Unlike Devin, I'm actually a pure breed black guy, so I appreciate it. Matter of fact, I'm so black for my own safety, I thought about driving up here from Cincinnati with a white boy and a rope. So just in case I got pulled over, he could lean out the window and go, "Don't worry, officer, I got this one." Oh, gosh. Racism is silly. I think racism is fucked up, though. I was actually at an open mic one night, and I had a young black man went up on stage before me, and he said the N-word in a room full of white people, and I was kind of shook by it, because I'm kind of old. I'm 43, and you got to understand that I'm not used to black people saying the N-word around a group of white people. There was like 20, 30 people in the room, and there were some blacks there, probably like 3.5. I'm not sure. I say 3.5 because there was a young man sitting there. I couldn't really tell what he was. He had a shaved hair, big beard, like kind of looked like James Harden, but not really. Like I couldn't tell if he liked hot sauce or hummus. It was confusing to me. But, like I said, it still kind of shook me. I want to give you all a frame of reference of where I'm coming from about this. You got to understand, my grandmother is in her 80s. She is one of the one of the first generations born after the end of slavery in America. My mother was born in 1950. She's one of the last generations born under Jim Crow in this country. I was born in 1973. I'm one of the first generations born after the abolishment of Jim Crow laws in this country. And now you got a bunch of millennials who find sneaky ways to call each other the N-word in public. Oh, what, y'all didn't think we knew what ninja meant? Yeah, we know there's not that many ninjutsu dojos in America. We figured it out. They even put it on t-shirts, just, "What's up, my ninja?" Hey, if you didn't want black people to know about that, you shouldn't have put Spencer's Gifts next to the Foot Locker. But racism is weird, like it's stupid to me. We all agree racism is bullshit? Yeah, it's bullshit. Like the color of our skin makes us different somehow. That's fucked up. Matter of fact, me personally, I think that racism is one of the greatest wealth management schemes ever created. Like it's a way for rich people to keep their money. Yeah. And matter of fact, one of the industries that are truly benefiting from this is, to me, in my opinion, is the t-shirt industry. Seriously, think about it this way. A black man was murdered in Ferguson, Missouri by police. All of a sudden, there's Black Lives Matters t-shirts everywhere. You had Eric Garner strangled to death by cops in New York. Suddenly there's "I Can't Breathe" t-shirts everywhere. They banned the Confederate flag. Suddenly there's Confederate flag t-shirts all over the place. You got White Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, All Lives Matter. We're on the edge of a race war, and the t-shirt industry is just swimming in money like Scrooge McDuck. Like we're worried about killing each other, and fucking Mr. Haynes and Mr. Fruit of the Loom is just having a circle jerk. Just, they're beating another black guy. Me personally, I like to be a little optimistic about the solution. I like to believe that there's an easy fix. Let's think outside the box for a moment. What if all these cops are killing black men because they're hungry? Like, wouldn't it be a good idea for black men to start carrying Snickers bars in their pockets? Like, imagine this, if you will. I get pulled over on my way back to Cincinnati. Cop jumps out with his hand on his gun, just, "Get out of the car, you black son of a bitch!" And I'm just like, dude, eat a Snickers bar. Why the hell should I eat a Snickers bar? Because you're a racist piece of shit when you're hungry. It's just my hope he doesn't shoot me anyway and point to the Snickers bar on the ground like, "I thought he had a gun!" Like I told you, I am a little old, getting older and stuff. I'm starting not to realize stuff that people do either. Like shit that people do confuses me. Seriously. Like for instance, I was walking down the street one day, saw a guy who was about 3 times my size, had a shirt with arrows on it that said, "The man, the legend." Yeah, kind of made me think the legend was that he had a penis at all. Look, I'm guessing he's never seen it, so it's probably a legend to him. Just kind of made me think though, wouldn't it be easier and better if we had shirts that actually say something about us on them? Like, wouldn't that be helpful? Like, wouldn't it be helpful to see a shirt that said "Crazy Baby Mama"? He liked that shit. Or maybe a shirt that says "Unemployed Basement Dweller." And she liked that shit. Or maybe a shirt that says "Member of Congress," something to let us know you're a real piece of shit. I'll tell you something else weird that happened to me recently. I actually had my car broken into right outside the bedroom window of my apartment. Now, I know some of y'all are saying, well, how is that weird, Phil? Well, thanks for asking. I appreciate it. I'll tell you. It's weird because the car is like 20 years old, it's wrecked on the front, and I leave the damn thing unlocked. Like, what the hell were they trying to steal? Broken dreams? Yo, is that some bankruptcy paperwork and an overdraft notice? Yahtzee! Matter of fact, the strange thing about it is the same car got broken into 3 times in the same spot in a 2-month period. Yeah. I thought about leaving a note in it that said, if you clean this motherfucker out, you might earn $10 to stop wasting your time. Just saying, somebody needs some life direction. That's all I'm saying. So, I didn't even find out we started making up diseases in this country. Like we really have. Like there's a disease out now that has perfectly healthy people actually wishing that they were disabled. Yeah. Like you have people with perfectly working legs wishing one of them was amputated. I can't understand having a disease like this, because that'd be a real shitty story to tell if you ever get around people who have earned their amputation. Yeah, think about it for a second. I'm standing with a couple of guys who have lost legs, and somebody comes up and asks us, well, how'd you guys lose your legs? First guy's like, well, I lost it in the minefields of Iraq. Oh, well, thank you for your service. You're welcome. Look at the second guy. How about you? Well, I was training attack dogs, and one of them got a hold of it. Damn, that must have been crazy. You're goddamn right it was. And they get to my silly ass and be like, well, how about you? How'd you lose yours? Well, the fucking thing was getting in the way. Like, I like to believe that the person who made up this disease was just standing in a Walmart parking lot looking at all the empty handicap spots. Just going, you know what? I'd give my right leg to park right there. But that's not even the weirdest part about it. The weirdest part that I read out of this story is that there was actually a woman who allowed someone to pour drain cleaner into her eyes so that she could be the blind person she always thought that she should be. That's the exact same response I had when I heard that shit too. The stunned silence. She actually laid down and endured the pain of having her eyes chemically burned out. And the whole time I'm reading this going, why the hell didn't she just close her damn eyes? Like it'd have been way simpler. Like matter of fact, I'll show you how easy it is. Watch carefully, ladies and gentlemen. Phil Pointer, Stevie Wonder. Phil Pointer, Ray Charles. Way simpler. It kind of makes me think they should have poured some of that drain cleaner down their damn throat. Oh, what, y'all think we would have lost a brain surgeon? Is that it? So, tell you, people are even getting dumber in this world. Like they've dumbed shit down for people. I don't understand that either. Like for instance, by round of applause, how many people here have ever heard of or played the game Words with Friends? Yeah, me too, me too. Let me ask y'all a question. Didn't we already have Words with Friends? Wasn't it called Scrabble? What, did Scrabble become too hard to say? Come on, guys, let's play some Scribbly. I just want to play Words with my friends. We've even allowed it to dumb down the way we inspire ourselves and motivate ourselves. Think about it. When I was younger, there was actually a saying out, it was carpe diem. Yeah, it was Latin for seize the day. It was a beautiful, poetic phrase. Made you want to stand up on a desk and go, Captain, my captain. Oh, what, really? The black guy's the only one that saw Dead Poet Society? Really? Okay. But no, we had to dumb that down to the bare facts. Well, you only live once. Like I hear somebody say that, I want to go, really? What, we only get one of these? What, I can't put in a cheat code and get more lives? What is it, up, down, right, left, A, B? I don't know, because Etch a Sketches didn't have fucking cheat codes. And then we had to dumb that down even further to YOLO. YOLO. Which, if you ask me, sounds like a mentally challenged redneck trying to say the color yellow. Duh, could you pass me my YOLO crayon? I want to draw the sun. Well, maybe I should just draw it blue. I mean, you only live once. YOLO. Oh, gosh. Rap music fans? How many rap music fans we got in the house? Round of applause. Any rap music fans? A couple of y'all? Good. Good for you. Me personally, fuck rap. I fucking hate it. I do. I think I should explain. I'm a black man who's old enough to remember rap back when rap music was still good, you know? And now it's become garbage, like everything about it. Like the names have become garbage. Like think about it. When I was younger, we had rappers with creative names like KRS-One, which I don't know if some of y'all know this, but that was actually an acronym that stood for Knowledge Reigns Supreme over nearly everyone. It was beautiful. You know, and if they didn't go with the meaningful route, they just gave it to you straightforward, just Chuck D, and there it was. Yeah. And then you got rappers out here with names like Waka Flocka Flame. Can somebody in here tell me what the fuck a Waka Flocka Flame is? It's like this dude was sitting down next to a fireplace watching an episode of The Muppet Show, just looked out and saw a flock of birds and said, I got it! Or you got a rapper out now, his name is O.T. Genesis, which he happens to spell Genasis. Yeah. Got a song talking about, I'm in love with the cocoa. Why don't you get in love with a dictionary and proper spelling, you simple bitch? Even the lyrics have become garbage, man. They have. Like when I was younger, we had rappers, the actual true lyricists, like Biggie Smalls. And Biggie would give you Hot 16, which, by the way, 16 bars is the length of a normal verse. But he would just spin those bars, just giving you the most poetic images. Just, who the fuck is this? Paging me at 5:46 in the morning, crack of dawn, and I'm yawning. Wipe the sleep from my eyes. He set the scene for you. You could see it. It was beautiful. Yeah, now you got rappers out here like French Montana. Just giving you 12 bars if it ain't bullshit. Just, ain't worry about nothing. Right out through the street, man. Ain't worry about that. Biggie would give you a Hot 16. This motherfucker can't even give you a lukewarm 12. And I say 12 because if you've ever listened to this song, you'll know that after 12 bars, he just spends the last 4 repeating himself over and over again. Just, ain't worry about nothing. You ain't worry about nothing. You ain't worried about nothing. You need to be worried about them other 4 bars you owe me, motherfucker. Got these kids walking around the street thinking they're in a rap concert. I don't know if y'all got this in Indy, but back in Cincy, we got those kids walking around with phones hanging from a string around their neck with music blaring, like they're in a perpetual rap concert. Just hype man all behind them. Yeah. I was walking down the street one day, saw a kid with a dingy t-shirt on, pants down around his thighs, skid marks all in his underwear. I ain't want to see that shit either. But he walking around rapping the Future, talking about, I woke up in a new Bugatti. Nah, motherfucker, it looks like you woke up in a used Buick. So, oh gosh. I tell you, other weird shit's happening to me. Like, I keep hearing about weird shit. I do. Actually, the problem is I'm a little flustered. Y'all see I'm sweating my ass off. I keep wiping my face with this towel. Like, I don't like hot weather. I don't like extreme weather of any kind, actually. I don't like 90 and I don't like 9. This is some bullshit. It is. I tell you, though, if I had to choose between the two, like, the one that I hate the most is fucking, like, extreme cold weather, like the snow and ice. Like, I hate that shit. I do. Matter of fact, as a black man, the reason I hate that shit so much is because it inhibits our ability to barbecue. Oh, you all know that there was some black dude sitting in front of the Weather Channel all winter long with metal tongs in his hand, just come on 40. I need you to get above freezing. Matter of fact, when he heard it was gonna be above freezing, he just got excited. Just, baby, I'm about to beat tomorrow and let it marinate so it'll be ready next week when the weather breaks. I tell y'all what, I hate this shit so much that I was even willing to gamble with my future to get away from this snow and ice. I was. Because I was born and raised in Cincinnati, and I actually got accepted to a school here in Indiana. I had all my stuff set, class schedules, financial aid, everything was ready to go. And then I get a call from a school, and they're like, yeah, we could possibly get you in, I'm not sure. You come down, take the placement test, maybe we can get you some financial aid. You know, you won't be able to go into your major the first year, but the second year we can get you in. And I was like, damn, that's a lot of maybes. I don't know if I really want to do that. I'm not really familiar though. Where is your school located? Oh, it's Tuskegee University in Tuskegee, Alabama. Alabama? So you mean the only thing white I'll be covered in is women making up for slavery? What time are y'all open tomorrow morning? I will be there. I hate the snow and ice also because of the fact that it actually inadvertently makes me a bad person. Like I say horrible things about people I love and care about. I do. Because the only reason I moved back to Cincinnati was because my mother got sick and I had to come home and help out. I'm an only child, so I had to come home and take care of mama. And I found out that like as the weather gets worse, things that run through my mind are increasingly horrible. Like my mom would call me when it's 75 degrees outside, just, baby, go to the stove for me. And I'm like, yeah, mom, I can do that, no problem, I'll take care of that for you. Let it drop down to like 40 degrees outside. She's still getting that same phone call. Baby, go to the store for me. First thought that pops into my head is, you could burn my phone up to go to the store, but you couldn't call to make one phone call for me to be a Boy Scout as a kid, huh? Could you? Some bullshit. Dropped down to like 30 degrees outside, and she's just like, baby, go to the store for me. Oh, I'm tough enough to brave this snow and ice, but I wasn't tough enough to play football in high school, was I, mama? Yeah, look at you now. I tell you the worst, when we had that negative 20 degrees outside, it just got evil. It did. It got personal and low. She called me, baby, go to the store for me. And I just ran through my head all of a sudden, you know what? The breast milk wasn't even all that impressive. I mean, don't get me wrong, it kept me alive and everything, but if she wanted me to go out in this kind of crap, she could have took a couple of drops of vanilla, a couple of sprigs of cinnamon, made it festive. Oh, gosh. Love y'all dearly. I actually had something weird happen to me. I was having a conversation with a young lady. She used to be a prostitute. Let's get that out of the way. But she was over and done with it. But she told me that back during the height of her tricking days, she actually used to get $100 for a blowjob. $100. And I'm poor. So I'm thinking, what in the hell would make me pay $100 just for a blow? I know women out there in bars tonight giving it up for 2 shots of Fireball. What in the hell is her skill set that makes that her going rate? And I got to thinking, well, what would make me pay $100 for a blowjob? And I thought, well, maybe it's like a season pass. Like you get unlimited access to that throat. I don't know. And she was like, no, it's not for a bunch, it's just for one. And I was like, okay, well, one blowjob. Let's think, what would I pay? And then I thought, well, maybe she can suck out diseases like that guy on Green Mile. Like she could just suck the cancer right out of you. Like you go back to the doctor and he's like, sir, your pancreas looks clean as shit. Yeah, well, thank Candy. Then I started to think about it more and I'm like, well, if these mythical, magical blowjobs actually existed, would that mean that hookers would have to start going to medical school? Like, would you have to get an advanced degree to walk the stroll? Could you get an STNA degree online at Brazzers.com? I don't know. Trying to work out the logistics here. I really got to thinking about it then, and I said, if I ever got in a position where I needed one of these magical blowjobs, like my insurance sucks so much that they wouldn't even pay for any kind of special blowjobs, just the bare minimum, you know? Like no spit, like no hand usage. Like I'd literally have to fuck her mouth and be like, I'm sorry, sir, but neck work is just not in your network. I'm sorry. So. And only a woman could get away with charging $100 for a damn blowjob, too. Like, guys couldn't charge that much for oral sex. Women get away with a lot of shit. I was having a conversation with a woman one time, actually, and she was telling me about how it's hard to be a woman. It's so hard. It's so difficult. And I'm not saying it's not hard, ladies. I'm not going to sit up here and take some misogynistic stance. But y'all act like it ain't no definitive perks and upsides to the situation for y'all. You do. Like sex. I have a woman at home, she can use sex to get out of anything she does to make me mad. All she gotta do is act like she gonna give me some. Fight's over, I lose every time. Yeah. It's like this, it's like, you know what, that was really fucked up. I wouldn't have did nothing like that to you. You wouldn't have tolerated it. And all she gotta do is hit me with one of these. Just, baby, I'm so sorry. I don't even remember what I was mad about. I was tripping over nothing. I owe you an apology. All that disrespectful talking I was doing. I'm sorry. She ain't even got a meaning either. She could just take it right back too. Just, okay, well, I'm gonna go shopping with my friends. I'll see you later. And I'm just up there like, bitch. Girl, if I had more blood in my brain, I'd still be pissed off with you. Messed up thing about it is you women know that there's nothing we can do to get back at y'all. Oh no, we can't just whip it out real quick to get out of something we do wrong. No way. Cause y'all will just be like, oh, we trying to have a serious conversation and you just go pull out a little joke. Fuck you too then. Clothes, y'all can wear whatever you want to out of your closet or ours. Look good in it. We can't do the same thing. If you don't believe me, I'll prove it to you. Any couples in the house? Round of applause, couples. Okay, you in the back. Good. You both here together? Wonderful. I'm going to ask both of you a question. Sir, I'm going to start with you. Let's say you come home one day. You're looking for your darling woman. You're like, babe, where are you? I'm in the bedroom, honey. You get up to the bedroom. She got on one of your finest dress shirts buttoned halfway down. Pair of your old football shorts fitting her real nice. Just laid across the bed talking about, I'm ready for you, daddy. Now, is that attractive, yes or no? Yeah. Okay, you heard that, man. Now, ma'am, let me ask you a question. You come home one day. You're looking for your darling man. Just, baby, where are you? I'm in the bedroom, honey. You get up to the bedroom, this motherfucker got on one of your spaghetti string tops. Got on a pair of yoke booty shorts, balls hanging out of either side. Laid across the bed talking about, I'm ready for you, baby. No, you ready for your next boyfriend. That's who you ready for. You ready for the man that's gonna sweep you off your feet. That's who you. I tell you something, it's not even fair in the S&M community, in the bondage and dominations realms and the fetishes. It's not fair there either. Because I consider myself to be a dominant in that world. I do. I know. It's really, really difficult to figure out a black man who participates in something that involves whips and handcuffs. But I like it. It's fun. But it's not even fair there, because I approached a woman one time who called herself a submissive. And I was like, yeah, I would love to have you submit before. She's like, oh, wait a minute. Before I let you tie me to a chair, pull my hair, and call me your whore, you need to get to know me as a person first. Like, you need to get to know my hopes and dreams before I'm your cum slut. Fair is fair, okay. But you know it's not really fair, though. You know that, right? Because right now in Indianapolis, there is some guy who is tied up over a chair. Some woman is wrist deep in his anus. She don't even care what his name is. Just, your name is Pussy Punk Bitch Tonight, motherfucker. You taking all of this here. You sitting up here looking all sweet and innocent up in the front row, knowing you didn't had your forearm in a motherfucker before. I was trying to get it up to the elbow, but he was a little punk. The tiny arms didn't help you then. Anyway, oh gosh. Like I said, I do have a woman at home though. Actually, fiance, we're getting married next year. And, oh great, this is one of those crowds, fuck love. That's okay, I'm happy though. I am happy to be in a relationship because actually it almost didn't happen for me. Seriously. Because after we went out, had a couple of good first dates, and actually I forgot to mention she's 10 years younger than me. I'm 43, she's 33. But we had a couple of great first dates, had some fun, and then she decided to tell me that she actually wasn't that attracted to me. Yeah. So it turns out middle-aged, out of shape, and sweaty just wasn't enough to seal the deal. Who knew? Wrote a couple of jokes about her even, thinking we were gonna be together for a while. Like for instance, she likes to crochet. So I was like, well, nobody better ever buy her a gift card to Hobby Lobby or I'll never get any. And then then she told me she wanted to stop seeing me, and I found myself wanting to buy her like 50 balls of yarn and have her knit me a bunch of sweaters. It'd be my luck though, she'd figure out how to have sex and crochet at the same time. I ended up with a bunch of sweaters, looked like Michael J. Fox and Muhammad Ali started a sewing circle. Yeah, just really shaky work. I've been doing that joke for a while, and actually I realized that because of recent events, I'm gonna need to take Muhammad Ali out of that joke. Kind of like God took him out of life. Okay, too rough, that was over the line. I get it now, I know where I need to stop, gotcha. But no, I figured that the perfect solution to the problem me and my girl were having would be to ask her to move in with me. Because I figured the perfect fix would be to let her see all this naked full time. Which actually worked. Which meant I had to marry this girl. Because at my age, it's difficult to find somebody to look at my fat, balding ass and go, eh. She is actually a white girl, she is. And her sister was also briefly married to a black man as well. And I was sitting around joking with her mom and dad one day, playing around. Her mother was like, you know what? Between the two of them, I would love to have at least one white grandbaby, just one. And then when we moved in together, her toy box fell open. And y'all know exactly what kind of toy box I'm talking about, too. That one. And based on the contents of that toy box, ladies and gentlemen, her mother is never gonna have a white grandbaby. Not even imaginary. She is actually not the first white girl I've ever tried to talk to in my life. No, I tried to talk to a white girl once who actually hung out with a bunch of black girls when I was in high school. And she turned me down by using the N-word. Yeah. And as shocking as that was, and it sucked to be turned down, but the worst thing about it to me was, I know these black women ain't gonna let her get away with saying that. This is the 80s and they don't play that shit. But no, they just started celebrating like she just hit a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 11th inning or some shit. You know how messed up that is to find out that your unfuckability is the realization of Dr. King's dream? Huh? Just little white girls and little black girls sitting around the table of equality, all paraphrasing that old Negro spiritual. You can't get no ass, you can't get no ass, you sorry Negro, you can't get no ass. I'm glad y'all found that funny. I found it kind of fucked up myself. And I'm actually not the first black guy my girl has ever been with either. No. She's had some BBC in her life. For the one or two of y'all in here that don't know, BBC stands for Big Black, let's call it a carnival. Yeah, like she's ridden the beast before. And the only thing I can offer her is the lazy river. Oh, don't get it twisted. It's not as exciting of a ride, but it'll still get you wet. But I am happy to be in this relationship, though. I am real happy because back when I was single, I had to do a lot of internet dating. I did, because it was easier on the ego, you know? Because think about it. You send a woman an inbox message, she doesn't respond, no harm, no foul. You move on to the next. But in a bar or a club, when a guy approaches one of you women and he is not your type, Oh, you women can be evil. You can. Yeah, just, hey, how you doing this evening? Girl, tell the truth. Is it something about the way I look make somebody that ugly think he got a shot with me? Is it hair, girl? See, a lot of y'all didn't find that joke funny. But that's okay, because it's based off a true story, and I didn't find that shit funny either. Because back in the day, before there was internet dating, you know, there was phone dating. You exchanged numbers through a mutual friend. And I exchanged numbers with a young lady. We started a relationship over the phone. Everything was going great. The L word even got dropped once or twice. Like we play the hang-up game. You hang up. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. Mom in the background. Hang up the damn phone! But then we met in person, and she started to act all cold and distant toward me. And I couldn't understand why. So I asked her flat out, I was like, hey, what's going on? I thought we made a connection. Swear to God, ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly what she said to me. You're actually uglier than I thought you were. Yeah, like that's a direct quote. Like she came in the situation prepared for ugly, but not this level of ugly. You know what some crap like that can do to your self-esteem? Can make you drive an hour and a half to tell jokes at the Church of Cannabis just trying to get approval. And I appreciate y'all approval tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all very much for coming out. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. My name has been Phil Pointer.
Keep it going for Phil Pointer! All right, at this time, we'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors, Indiana Talks Radio, Marion County Auto Auction, High on the Hill, and Tippy Hemp. We're going to keep things rolling right along, and we're about to bring up to the stage the House Lunatic. He is the Archangel of the First Church of Cannabis, Mr. Jerry Goebel.
Yeah! Hooray for me, Jerry Goebel, guy who just needs attention. So it's just a little, year's worth of it. So now that you're all hostages. Please email addresses, information, personal data. If you've got your credit card information, that'd be great. So I'm having a big week. Got to do the revision on the Canitarian Handbook, which is pretty badass. I know it doesn't sound much, but it's like rewriting the Bible, which is really cool, because Gutenberg, he like gets some mileage out of this. This was the King G version. Jerry, I had to do a couple revisions. There was substituting myself for the Christ figure, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, said a lot about get Jerry high. Being a Canitarian, get Jerry high. All Canitarians should get Jerry high, because Jerry deserves to be high, because he is the one true light. And so that's been pretty wild. I totally get the whole problem with Bibles now a little bit more clearly. Because there was a point where I'm doing a revision, right? And we get to the deity dozen, which is the Ten Commandments, but they're suggestions, which is way cooler, less of being a dick, thou shalt not. You're kind of like, come on, Moses, take it down a notch, all right? You know how to do directions, you're lost in the fucking desert, and now you're so fucking special? Really? Why did it take you 40 years to get out of a dune? Why? I don't know. Because you were revising your 10, That was where I got into the complications, because I was like, there was a phrasing issue on one, and I'm like, oh man. How would Moses have taken it? He comes down off the mountain, right? And he's got the stone tablets, and he's like, here they are, the official word of God. And then here's the guy going, dude, the phraseology. Thou shalt not kill. I mean, come on, let's face it. There's a point in time we're gonna do it. This whole, I just think you're not giving you enough wiggle room here that thou shalt not kill or covet others' properties, because, sorry, that's just what living in Indiana is like, really, more than anything. It's like, we're gonna seize your shit, and okay, really stupid drug laws, great. The commandments of idiots. And when they wrote the Bible, the King James Version, I don't know if you guys know the history about that, but they had like multiple people writing, and they were translating it, and the problem was according to the comic book I got from the people out back, They gave me the comic book plaque, the scary little comic books with the dying children in it. You know that one? Can't think of the name of it, but it's like really, oh, it's an orphan dying in an alley. Oh, geez, you should convert now because this could be you. Oh, that's great. Thanks for the cartoon tragedy. Is that where Casper the Friendly Ghost comes from? And what's the deal? Is it before and after? So, so they were saying that the whole writing of the Bible process, because they were worried about influence, outside influence, about changing it. They would sneak in and they'd have somebody come in, change some dialogue, you know what I mean, and translate it into something that means something else for advantage, which is sort of like being with the Democratic Convention. It's not really what it is, supposed in spirit, but they would kill those second guys when they would do that, when they would try to sneak those revisions in. So the whole King James Bible was really written, under a lot of security, because there were a lot of people changing it. Because think of that, you've got the ultimate word of the whole Western Hemisphere, and you're fucking with some verbs. That's a big deal. That's why the Canitarian Bible is absolutely 100% accurate. And you should get Jerry high. That is, and that's the only thing that you need to remember about that. When you're low and the life seems like it's really hard and you're having trouble getting through your daily day, just think how much better it would be if you got me high. I radiate energy. Yeah, I'm more of an energy converter. I was kind of working that out too. I was wondering about the whole negative energy thing. You drop a lot of acid, you start thinking a little crazy sometimes. And energy conversion. I kept thinking I'm a conduit, right? I mean, take the negative energy, transfer it to something positive. And I'm like, no, I'm a power converter. That's the problem. I'm not getting my pipes cleaned. That's the problem. Got to get your pipes cleaned out, or you get all weird and you start doing crazy things like, trying to put, speaking in tongues in the Bible. You don't do that. I got bad dental work. I cut my tongue to shit if I did that. Blah, blah, blah. I'd be like, oh my God, I'd be bleeding. I got bad teeth, and then everybody thinks I'm like Gene Simmons. They're like, oh, they speak in tongues till they bleed. Oh, it's the stigmata. No, he just got bad dental work. It's just Jerry, Saint Jerry of the bad molar. Oh, my art. So I was like, okay, so like white people are crazy in the sense of like, okay, you go back to the Middle Ages, they were taking body parts of Christ around, and they were like relics. You guys know that? Relics. They would be the relics of the Old Testament. Like they find a piece of the official cross, or the spirit of Longinus, or the guy that stabbed Jesus with the spear of destiny Hitler was after. Crazy shit. Body parts. It was a big trade in the Renaissance, Dark Ages. They would sell parts of saints to different places. The Skull and Bones Society, which most of our presidents have been indoctrinated with, they used to steal skulls of famous people and do the same things. They were like relics of power. So after the show, I would be willing to pull some teeth for some money. We're doing a garage sale tomorrow. I think I can get the uppers out by then. So if you want to own an official relic of the First Church of Cannabis, this will be before the dark period, back when we were smoking in the catacombs, so to speak. But that's why I figured more Christians would be in on the Canitarian thing, just because that is kind of the way it is. You're smoking weed. They don't like the whole fact that sometimes you're smoking in the attic. That's really the problem. It doesn't fit with that underground dynamic, like you're in the sewers trying to light up, but your lighter gets wet. What the fuck? Go to the attic. Everybody says, oh, the crazy people are in the attic. The drug addicts go to the attic, right? And that's just because the ventilation's better and you don't smell it quite so fast. It's not, it's all environmental. You can go down in the crypts and get bit by a rat, but why not? You get your stash wet, go upstairs. Clean the attic out. Bring some of those things, those relics you find in your attic, down to our yard sale. Bring them down here, and we'll sell them on the weekends, and we'll anoint them. I'll put Jerry's official anointment on it. Means I'll sweat on it, probably. See how it's going. Phil's right. We're up here sweating like crazy. I was like, oh, shit. And then I'm drinking coffee. I'm a thrill seeker. That's me right there. It's really hot, so I drink warm fluids. Yeah! Yeah, Jerry! You rock, man! You're not old anymore. No, sir. You just wrote a Bible. You got young man's work. Oh, Jesus, I'm old. St. Francis of Assisi sitting in the woods trying to talk to the animals. Yeah, that's Jerry. He's having visions again. You can't put and the speaking in tongues oftentimes, you start talking about Canitarian exorcisms, Nobody wanted to talk about that either. Of course, I brought that up at the Council of Bongs. And we tried to work it out. There's no resolution. They were like, Jerry, what are you thinking? And I'm like, I'm a mad visionary. I want everybody to be able to have, if you've got a demon, come on out and we'll smoke that fucker right out of you. You know what I mean? You got some bad mojo? Yeah, that's the whole point, right? That's why the happiest group of people will always be standing outside a bar in a circle, handing something around mysteriously. Those are frontier Christian Canitarians. That's what those are. Shit, that's the way to do it. Get your demons out. You know, that's Jerry, what can you do? What can't you do? You can do everything. You just wrote a Bible. What can't you do? I'll tell you what, money management, time management, closing extra-dimensional portals in the basement. I'm not really very good at that. There has been a situation. You know, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure most of you will make it out of here alive tonight. I'm pretty sure this is how the horror movie starts. Oh, Jerry's down in the basement doing what? It's like Herbert West Reanimator kind of crazy shit in the basement. You know, oh, I'm gonna smoke some weed and listen to Jim Morrison and try to change the universe with my vibes. Ooh. And then, ooh, Jerry's going for the gusto. Blah, 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 blah. He's rolling. Oh, he's Gene Simmons now. Oh. The portal opens. Justin Bieber comes out. You know. The ultimate buzzkill. Well, it could be whatever you're, you know, honestly, it could be, I like the whole sliding scale of extra dimensional beings being the thing that you just hate the most. It's more personal, you know, like what do I hate the most? And it's so hard. There were so many times I would have to go back just to get through the list of things that fucking piss me off these days of people. Who's this asshole? Oh, great. You know, that's why I don't do Facebook anymore. You know, I'm kind of over it. Now that Zuckerberg is using it as a way to control discussion, like if you've got a conservative criticism of the other one, then it's suppressed. Uh-oh. Golly. Now, I'm kind of over the whole thing because it's really just a question of now in this election of, you're either voting for Hitler or the Antichrist. It's kind of the same vote, really, isn't it? It's like, what the fuck? This is a thing? This is, oh my gosh, this is horrible. Is there a way out of it? No, there is not. There is not a way out of it. It's already been done. And that's the sad part. But it's okay, because we're Canitarians and we have a Bible now. So we can go out and wave our little Bibles. They're little right now, but they'll be bigger when I get Jerry's night of discontent, and then the challenges of Jerry when Jerry is his night of the big trial during the election, when he goes, oh Lord, is there anything else I could have done to keep Pence from being in the White House? And they say, no, it was already fixed. We got rid of him for you. Good deal. Thank you. Thank you. It's a fix. How do we keep Hillary out? You can't. It's been bought. Okay, what can we do? Stockpile, motherfucker. Stockpile. It really is, you know, and this crazy thing now is we've been getting donations at the church for the yard sale. We got all these survivalist guys are finally dying out, and we're getting their survival supplies, which is ironic, I think. You know, it's inevitable. You got stuff that's gonna you've got stuff packaged to eat that's gonna outlive you. I mean, it's like Twinkies, really. It's just really, 70 fucking cases of Twinkies in the back room, and I'll be like, oh, geez, Jerry's teeth are all bad. Why? Because of the Twinkie supply. It's a fucking Simpsons episode is really what it comes down to, you know. Yeah. So if you guys want to buy any survival rations, we will have them at the yard sale tomorrow. If you want rye oats for some particular reason, get cases of the shit. Mung beans. Have you ever had a mung bean? I haven't either, but it sounds like an actual vegetable you'd get out of the Fallout game. You know, like moot fruit. You know what I mean? You're talking about, oh, I'll just go and eat this weird thing on the ground. That's what I'm learning from video games. Video games will help me survive in the post-Hillary ages. Oh yeah, because it's gonna get fucking weird, dude. Because you got the Soviets and the Chinese all lining up with Turkey, and they're all like, Americans are shifty, and it's like, no shit. They're, the American mob versus the Russian mob is really what we're talking about. And so it's gonna get weird. It's okay. It's supposed to. That's the inevitability when it's all revealed. And we will be down in our bunkers, sucking on our mung beans, realizing that we were prepared for these idiots. We were set up to take over. And that's what Fallout has taught me. Fallout has taught me that when I leave the bunker, I should eat radioactive cockroaches. I should, a little cannibalism is okay. It will not affect your negative or your positive for like what kind of, if you want to be a superhero of the desert, it won't affect your negative karma if you accidentally eat an occasional guy, as long as you don't kill him first. But that's in the Bible. That's in the Bible. The Jerry Goebel Fallout Bible. There's also a whole selection of deciding who to eat first. That works out. We don't go by size and weight. We go mainly by by Dungeons and Dragons classes. So if you have a skill, it's really more a skill-based cannibalism system. So if, for instance, you are a person who can get lots and lots of food and harvest many, many radioactive cockroaches and mirelurks, because mirelurk meat, hey, cockroaches of the future are our shrimp we will be eating in the future. It's going to be great. And, if you've got that skill, we can't get rid of you. But, say you're a tech with a lot of computer programming skills. Well, society's done, motherfucker. We don't need web pages. Where were you before we went nuclear? We were trying to get a hold of you, but you were like, I need $60,000 to come work for you and put your website together. Blah, 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 blah. Now we're all going to have to eat you. And it's not a sin, because the Bible says so. You have a lot of fun with the Bible. I totally understand why Jim Jones did it. I get it. Yeah, it was just an open mic that got out of control is really what it was. It was. It was like, oh, gee whiz. Jim's taking himself pretty seriously. No, this is hysterical. Hang on. This is great. No, let's go to the next show. And the next thing you know, Kool-Aid night. Because he just couldn't do it anymore. The problem is he ran out of material. And that's covered also in the Bible. Do not run out of material. In the future, we will all be comedians. You will have a useful skill, and then in a case of a flip-off, as far as say you got two guys who are great providers, or women, I'm not going to be sexist, whoever can bring home the most mirelurk meat, but they're equal. How do you decide? It's whoever's funniest. It has to be, right? Because you're going to be trapped in a bunker with this person, right? Well, the death claw hangs out your door. You're not getting out. You're going to eat one of them. Who is it? All right, then it's a question of where do you get your lineup in the open mic. That's a very strategic thing. You don't want to be the first guy out of the chute during the cannibal open mic. You don't want to do that because then it's like a bad crowd and they're not really seated yet. They're still smoking and coming in from outside because, we found a carton of cigarettes in a trash can 50 years in the future. I'm sure they're good. And we're out smoking them and then coming back in and they miss your set, and especially that one incredible bit about, don't you wish they wouldn't have had the nuclear war, voted for Hillary, and then it would have crushed, but it didn't, and now they come in late, And the guy from the 3rd to 5th slot really cherries out because that's when the crowd settles down, Because when you're taking all those, all the speed and stuff, you know what I mean? The Psycho, the jet, you're just all cranked up and you're kind of settling in for the show. 3rd or 5th spot's probably where you want to be, Because 1st or 2nd, you're probably dog food. I'm just going to say it. Just going to say it. And unless your closer's really good, they won't remember you from, 6th to 9th. They're not going to remember that. The closer, if you got a good closer at the end, you probably be okay. You should really, but just make sure you work on your stand-up before the apocalypse. Really, you should. Because the biggest problem, most people, they think it's so easy. They're like, oh, why don't you? It's not like that. You need to have some focus. And it's really hard to focus in a nuclear winter. It really is. I mean, if you're in the bunker, good for you. That's the Seinfeld. You go into the bunker, and you have nothing down there but your notepads, your mung beans, and a huge pile of radioactive roach meat, and you just write on those scribbles of paper that you managed to salvage, Okay, you write it on the walls. Let's face it. You don't have paper because you burned it for warmth. And, okay, so basically, or you could, I don't know, find the skin of somebody else that didn't quite make it through the open mic. And just tat it up beforehand, dry it out, oil it. You don't want it to split because the worst part about using skin for parchment is the splitting. When they built the Necronomicon, seriously, it was horrible. Okay, so they're stretching the skin over the book and they were trying to get the face on the front, so when you animate it would bite you. You know how many freaking skulls and skins they had to go through to get that? The one Necronomicon, the one true evil Bible of our true leader Cthulhu. You know? That's also in the Bible, just so you need to speak in tongues and go to Riley. That which does not sleep cannot be killed. I think that's the, oh yeah. Anyway. And they said Lovecraft was crazy. He was just hip to the scene. So, but yeah, man, it's been a big week. Bible. And my kid has started driving. So there we have that too. That's kind of the other inspiration for writing the Bible about the afterworld is my kid is learning how to drive. And I found out I'm a horrible passenger. That was the cause for the last marriage. Was pretty much my inability to be a passenger because of this action right here. You can't see that on the live stream, but it's me pushing my foot into the floor imaginarily at every intersection behind every car as you roll up and you slowly creep up to them and you go, my insurance deductible, and you see the numbers going through your head. You're going, oh my God, just bring it, please, just hit the brake. Okay. All right, no, you're doing great. You're doing great. All right, now we want to accelerate slowly and go down to the middle lane here. You're going to take this turn off here, and this is a roundabout, so you got to slow down, and sometimes you have to stop. Sometimes you have to stop! Sometimes you have to stop! Take the right turn! Take the next one! We're going straight. We're going on the interstate. It's okay. You're doing great. You're doing great. It's not a problem. Everything is well. Everything is great. Dear God. Having a stroke. I got these lesions breaking out on my face. Everybody thinks I'm doing meth. I'm like, no, my kid's learning how to drive. I'm like, oh. Yeah, 50 hours that we got to put in. He's got to do the teaching stuff. And I made a mistake, man. We should have stuck in the back room. I already caught a bunch of crap about that because I didn't take him to the back roads first. I took him right out to where his school was. Subliminally, it was about liberating him and me. You know what I mean? Here's your school. You got your car. Go get laid. Daddy can't help you, man. Daddy can't help you. Dude, I can count all the times I got laid on one hand and still have fingers left over. So you go and do what your father couldn't. I got good grades in school. We know you can't swing that. So, and that's because he's listening right now. Anyway, thank you guys for coming out and supporting live comedy. I think I'm going to split here. I think we're out of time. Indiana, are we officially out? We're out. The capitalist pigs don't know we're still alive. All right. So if you guys want to line up for your tattooing after the show for the compound, when the bombs do drop, we will be taking reservations first. First come, first serve, really. We're also doing the writing workshop on, well, it's basically a scheduled thing now. I do it by appointment. So if you want to have basically a 2-hour session here, we do it on stage. You come in here and do 10 minutes, pretty much in an empty room to yourself, and then we break it down, and I tell you basically what structure you need to do, what things you need to do to work on getting your stand-up together. I'm a pretty good coach. It works pretty well. It takes really about 2 hours, and we're basically charging $20 for it. So we got to pay for the lights, but if you don't have any cash, I don't want that to be an excuse not to come out and do it. If you guys want to put in some work around the church, like I said, we're yard selling tomorrow, and we really appreciate it. And thank you guys very much. Give it up for Phil Pointer, your headliner tonight. Devin Thomas, and Larry George, and Ray Hensley. Very, very funny gentlemen. Thank you guys for coming out and supporting live comedy, and we're The Grinder, and we are out. Good night.